73 million people are not racist. They're not evil. They're not vile. They're not scum. They're not despicable. They're not creationists. They're not homophobes. 73 million people are not the monsters you might think that they are. 73 million Americans voted for somebody that 78 million Americans did not vote for. All of the votes have not yet been counted as of the making of this video, or at least there's some questions still hanging in the air, but the Department of Trust assures me that we have nothing to worry about. Regardless, this isn't the sort of split that we're being sold. You see, the media or the people out there that speak on such issues and talk about such issues sometimes will say, and often will say, that America is divided. No. Who you vote for doesn't define you, nor is it that you're defined by it. Who you vote for is rather one small thing that's insignificant in the scheme of who you are as a person. Theists are not all evil, or stupid, or vile, or pitiful. Atheists are not all super geniuses, smarty pants, egotistical. What's the other description for myself? Narcissistic. Yes. Not all atheists are that way. Not all theists are one way. Not all X is Z. We need to break away from that mentality. Oh, you voted for this person who is a racist. I've decided that they are, based on who knows what, but whatever. They're always a racist because you can never stop being one, I guess, and therefore you're a racist. And so you're evil. Oh yeah, that will end well, won't it? Oh, what church did you go to? Oh, you went to the West Baptist Church. Well, I went to the East Baptist Church, and the West Baptist Church is full of evil, vile people. I wonder where that sort of thinking will lead us to. It will not lead us to civil discourse, discussion, debate. It will lead us to violence. I do not want to see that. I don't think anybody does. Maybe somebody does somewhere. Somebody somewhere does want it to be violent. That violence is the answer because you are a fascist. You are a Nazi. You are a white supremacist. You are X. To save you the time and trouble, I made a blog post a while back where I declared myself to be all the words I could think of. And then I asked a simple question, what's your argument? Sure, I'm a devil worshiper. I'm in rebellion against God. I'm evil. I'm homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic. I'm racist. I'm this, I'm that. I'm whatever you want. And what is your argument? Because the insults, the labels don't matter. The content of your argument does. Either you have facts or you don't. That's it. Either you present the data and the best argument possible, or you fling out your feelings, and that might sway people. But is that a good way to do things? Do we want to sway others and have ourselves swayed by feelings? Nothing more than feelings. Trying to forget my... Oh, wait, no, that's a song. Sorry. We humans are complicated creatures, full of nuances, full of different thoughts and feelings and logic and reason, and full of nonsense as well. And we must recognize that we, atheist, skeptic, agnostic, theist, whatever your label is or isn't, are all susceptible to magical thinking, to adhering to an idea with passion so much that you will not question that idea. That idea is something worth dying for. Now, some ideas might be worth that, but we have to be willing to question all that we hold most dear. Freedom of speech seems like a good idea to fight and die for, but I'm willing and able to question the idea of freedom of speech, because I do not want there to be any idea that I'm unwilling or unable to question. The entire point, if you will, to my channel has been to try to encourage understanding of logic, informal and formal logic, not math logic. I don't cover that. Counting up fallacies, and then later just kind of complaining about videos of the evolution that I've gone through, if you will, or de-evolution, if you like, whatever. And my calls to reason like this have been made before and probably will be made again. The madness must not be part of us, although we sink into it sometimes. I have gone berserk and lost my anger and done so publicly plenty of times, unfortunately. But in the end, I've been told by people that like me, people that are my friends, people that don't just enjoy my content, but consider themselves my friend, it's okay, you're human. It happens. It's understandable. I would have lost my cool too. Or it's not the end of the world. Sometimes I'm told, hey, you did well. You didn't lose your cool, and I would have. This isn't about me, but I'm using myself as a reflection of you, perhaps, in a way that we do that with each other. We do that with others. We try to put ourselves in their shoes, try to see it from their eyes, try to understand their perspective. And this can cause cognitive dissonance, because it's uneasy to step in the shoes of somebody who thinks that the world is flat. But maybe they have some bizarre reason for that. If we can understand it, good. Okay, that's one step. At least we understand it. We don't agree with it, but at least we understand it, and that's something. I was told lately in a comment, I was rebellion against God. I'm in rebellion against... I'm like, I don't even believe in God. Which God are you talking about? Finally, I said, what God do you want me to explain to you why it doesn't exist? Because I said, there wasn't a God. That is a statement that requires a burden. But I said, well, to be fair, which God do you want me to tell you isn't? Because I don't even know what I mean when I say there is no God. Which God am I talking about? I don't know. But they couldn't even answer that question because I'm in rebellion against their God. It doesn't matter if I'm in rebellion against all the fake gods, as long as I'm not in rebellion against their God. Why do they care so much that I believe or don't? A lot of people are into what do you call virtue signaling these days, it seems. They change their little avatar on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook. Be a little flag. It's according to Google, it's Trans Awareness Week. Yay! Let's all be aware. What the hell does that mean? How about this? It's just awareness every day. Instead of moping and griping and throwing all your problems at an easy target of the president, it's the president. COVID, it's all the president's fault. COVID, he made the virus. Yeah, that's it, and he distributed it by hand to all these people, killed these people. That's who's responsible. Let's blame him. Well, maybe it's a pandemic, and ultimately nobody is or well, not solely to blame, but everybody's to blame. And the only thing you can do is take personal responsibility for what you do or don't do and live your damn life to the fullest that you can. And it is a damned one at times, isn't it? Because it's rough. And it can feel like it's crushing you, especially if you deal with depression, OCD, PTSD, or any other labels out there of mental illness that are around that we all seem to be dragged down by to some degree. 73 million people are not the moral monsters that you make them out to be. Nor is it that 78 million people are all the nitwits that you fear. We just voted for some dude. Who cares? It's not, well, maybe it will affect our life, but it's so hard to even see what kind of effect it could have. Now, some might be affected more than others, and it depends on your job and your location and all sorts of factors, but ultimately, life will go on. You will be able to find work and continue to work. And if you don't, it might not be the leader's fault. It might be yours. This one guy was saying he couldn't get a date. All the women that he asked just kept rejecting him. I said, maybe the problem isn't women. Maybe the problem's you. No. The problem is the women, you see. It's not me. I'm not the problem. It's a complicated, difficult world out there. Maybe that's why humans invented God. Because I bring it back to the atheism, of course, as I'm wont to do on my channel. Because we wanted control over the environment. I don't want it to rain tomorrow. So I'm going to ask God to make it not rain. And if I kill this goat, maybe God will not make it rain. Well, it did rain, so God doesn't like goats. No, he likes goats. Sorry, he does like goats. Okay, don't kill the goat. How about the chicken? Okay, it didn't rain when I killed the chicken, so I'm going to keep killing chickens because every day I don't want... Now I actually do want it to rain, so I'm not going to kill chickens. But obviously God wants me to kill something. I guess I'll go kill the goat, because last time I killed the goat, that made it rain. It's not making it rain. Maybe God doesn't want the goat. Okay, maybe he wants 2 chickens, you know. No, it's still not raining. I need it to rain here. I'm not killing chickens. What do I need to do, God? How do I need to plead to get it to rain again? I mean, it was great that it was not raining, but I really do need some rain here. And you're talking to the air. You're talking to the sky. Unless you go up there and see the clouds, it's not going to change anything. But you don't necessarily know that, or maybe you don't believe it, or maybe you don't have the ability to do that. So, who's to blame for the rain? No one. It's just how nature is. It will either do or not do whatever it's going to do, and there's not a thing we can do about it. Well, that's not exactly true. We can build shelter, but that doesn't always protect us. We can build clothing, but that doesn't always protect us. We can discover medicine. That doesn't always protect us because sometimes the enemy is inside of us. It's a scary world out there if you think about it. There's a million different ways to die, and the fact that we're both alive still, knock on wood, as if that's going to affect anything, is, I suppose you could say, a miracle, even though that word doesn't really mean anything. But 73 or 78 million Americans are not X, whatever X is. Fill in the word of choice. Idiot, Nimrod, poopy head, whatever. I don't know. Racist. That's the one that I love. Racist. What does that mean? What does it mean to be racist? How long are you a racist for? Like, there are some people, very few. I don't think I've ever met one. But maybe I have and didn't know it, but somewhere someone spends a lot of energy hating people that are of a certain color, or maybe liking them too much, because it could be either way, I don't know. Just because of the way that certain people look. And they'll tell you, oh no, all those people of this particular color aren't bad. Well, what is the difference between that and saying all the people that voted in this way are bad? They're all idiots. Oh, that's not racist. Is that bigotry? Or should we call it political ism? I don't know. There's surely a label that we can come up with. And then we can use that on people and weaponize these words and emotions. And that's great. Oh, yeah, that's great. Let's not use logic and reason. I've been told from time to time, it's a waste of time talking to these religious people. Why do you bother? I just got asked that lately on another channel. This person said, why do you spend all this time talking to theists that you think are idiots? I was like, that's interesting. I didn't know that I thought that. Please don't put words in my brain or my mouth. I never said theists are idiots. Maybe some are. Doesn't negate your argument, by the way, even if you are. And even if I had said that, but I didn't. But why do I spend all this time? Because I value what's true. And I might be wrong. And I want to know if I'm wrong. And I want you to know if you're wrong. And I want us to both be able to discuss it, to come to the conclusion of who's wrong on what level, in what way, and what are we going to do about that. And yeah, I want X, Y, and Z to be different. Who doesn't? But there's nothing I can do about that. Not really, not at the level I'm at. But maybe there's little things that I could do that have a little bit of impact. And then together, if we all make those little impacts, then that might mean something. But it's ultimately not who the president is or who is in charge of this or that or whatever, because ultimately and always it is up to us humans. We're all we've got. That's it. There is no God to call upon, as far as I can tell. Just each other. That's it. That's all there is, and all there's ever been, and all that there ever will be. So let's stop calling each other names because we voted in the wrong way. Let's stop holding up signs that are completely incoherent and protesting. Goodness, what are you protesting? You don't even know what you're protesting. And what is it going to change? Is it going to change anything? Is it really? When was the last time a protest actually change things. At least the sort of protests that people do today. When was blocking a street effective last? When was it last time that you told somebody that they were a shit brain, that really convinced them that they were wrong and they needed to change their view right now? Has that worked for you lately? Hasn't worked for me. I've been called all sorts of names and it hasn't swayed me on my position yet. So why do you think that it will help your argument to use it against somebody else? Have you lost your brain, your sanity? What happened? I thought you were a skeptical thinker, but when it comes to topic X, you lose it. And every one of us has that topic. Maybe it's politics, maybe it's sports, maybe it's whether it will rain or not rain, whether there's a God or not, science, logic. Everybody has the topic that they that's the thing. That's the thing that will, their family or their kids or their parents or something like, that you like question how well you are at being a parent. That's the thing that will really bother you and get under your skin. And oh man, if I know that, now I have power over you because I can just say you're a bad parent, and that will make you fly off the handle. And I can watch you spin out of control, and man, won't that be fun? It won't accomplish anything. Erratic dialogue rarely does. But I'll be a successful troll, and won't that be good? No, it won't be, but maybe for a moment I'll enjoy it. I don't know. It depends on what sort of person I am. And there are people out there that really enjoy being trolls because they're miserable. Bullies often are miserable people. But after a while, you grow out of it, hopefully, or you get yourself into trouble because you poked the wrong person. And you wind up in jail or dead or both or something worse, whatever that might be. Because you didn't stand up and take personal responsibility and say, you know what? I don't understand what happened. But I want to. Why did you vote X way? Okay, fair enough. Why not ask some people directly? They're not hard to find. Just join a message board or a chat room or Discord or something like that. Go to the other YouTube side. Go to the the Steven Crowder, the Ben Shapiro or whatever. You'll find somebody to talk to and say, hey, why did you do this? But you'll find out one answer maybe. And that answer isn't going to represent every person because everybody's going to have a different answer. And assembling that data to show you what the overarching pattern is, if that's what you want to do, is really hard to do. And you're going to need a huge sample size, and a single person cannot do it. It's difficult to gather data like that. Don't kid yourself. You spend an inordinate amount of time bashing X for someone who appears to think that we're all so stupid. Maybe you should ask yourself why you do that. That's the comment. I'm taking out the theist part because the theist part can be replaced by X. Why do you bash X? Am I bashing X? Am I asking critical questions? Why am I spending my time? Why does it matter to you why I'm spending my time on it? It's a hobby. It's, I'm bored. I got nothing better to do. Why are you a skeptic? Why do you have to keep asking questions? Why can't you just believe what you're told? Why are you in rebellion? Because I'm trying to figure it out. We all are. Why do we get mad at each other? Oh, all sorts of reasons. All sorts of stupid reasons, too, I'm sure. Really dumb reasons. We all have that story, don't we? The person did this thing, and then we did that thing, and that was really dumb of them. That was, and goodness knows what's going on through their head. But 73 million people are not X. They're not. We need to stop asserting and saying and thinking and believing that they are. You do not know what they are unless you have some actual empirical testable evidence, data that shows that they are. But even if they are, the great thing about it is as long as they exist, there's hope in this world because they can change. And you know what? You might be wrong and you can change, and it's okay because that means you learned something new, and that's a good thing. It's a great thing to be wrong because then you learn and grow. And it hurts. It can be painful, but it's a necessary growing pain. So in the end, the best ideas hopefully will win. Now, we don't know that. There's no guarantees. But we have to use the method that we want to win. I want the method of logic and reason to win. I do not want the method of feelings and faith to win. So I don't use that method, although I'm sure there's some feeling in there. Okay, there might be some faith in there. I can't get rid of it totally. I can try, but you know what I'm saying. Hopefully, well, maybe you don't. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Regardless of whose team won, as if you own a baseball team or whatever, it's like my team won today. Do you own that team? No. They're my team. Why? They're from my city. You own the city? No, the city I live in. Oh, what makes them your team? I never understood sports, but a lot of people do love sports. They love them. Love the sports. Love to root for them. And then that guy goes over to that team. Now he's a bad guy. Screw that guy. You were rooting for him last week. Well, now he doesn't have the right shirt on, so now I have to root against him. Okay. I suppose it's just as clear as who to root for in boxing. I'm rooting for this guy. Why? He lost every boxing match he's ever boxed in. That's why I'm rooting for him. I want to see him win. Somebody's got to root for him. And he lost again. You going to start rooting and betting for him? No, I'm going to keep doing it. Why? Because I like the guy. I don't know. Because it's something to do. Why do you like this movie? I don't know. Why don't you? We rank movies by how many people, how much they did at the box office, right? Yeah, it got raked in $80 billion. What the bleep is that? I don't even see a million. Even to see, something, 50,000 would be a lot for me. That would be nice. I'd like to see $50,000, not just to see it, but to hold it and for it to be mine, tax-free, and nobody had to get hurt or killed for me to get it, and it's totally legal. Genie that's going to grant that way. While I'm at it, it's $1 million. Forget the 50. Most of us will never see that insane number, I dare say. But we can pretend, we can fantasize, we can wish, we can desire. It doesn't make it true, it doesn't make it real. We can hate the people that have it. We can be jealous envious and despise them. How dare they have so much? Why can't they share? Why can't they give me a little bit? Well, if they did, they wouldn't have so much. And maybe if you went around giving everybody that wanted something, some of your stuff, you wouldn't have any stuff anymore. And be right back to being the guy that's hoping that somebody else will give them stuff. And maybe you need to earn that stuff and not just get it because you're there. It's just, you exist. Here you go. Achievement unlock, existing. Here's your reward. I always thought it weird. We encourage people that stop drinking, stop smoking, stop doing drugs. It's like, yeah, you do that. You stop doing that and you keep not doing it. Yeah, good job. Yeah, well, I've never done it once. Where's my reward? Where's my button that says congratulations for not drinking? Do we need these things? I don't know. But whatever it is about this thing, politics, or this thing, whatever the bleep this thing is, we're all in this together. Of course, I know people that are not in America, so they could care less. It's like, yeah, you guys do whatever you want. We're over here. We're fine. Whatever. Just leave us alone. Okay? Don't drone us or whatever. That's all we want. Just don't try to kill us. That's really, just leave us be, I took a survey on YouTube. This was a rather amusing. YouTube put out a little survey, as they do from time to time. It's like, do you think YouTube cares about you? And I'm like, no, I don't want YouTube to care about me. I don't even want YouTube to know I exist. I don't have a contract with YouTube. I'm not an employee of YouTube. I like that it's free to use. I like that it's a place for me to be and do things on, but I'd rather be left alone by you guys. Now, if there was a way for me to make money for you guys and for myself, that'd be great. I would do that, maybe, depending on a lot of things. First of all, I don't want to say any advertisement. I hate that. Let me stop the video and talk to you about fucking Raid Shadow Legend or VPN or fucking, Nord for the millionth time or whatever the bleep it is, or getstamps.com, because what the fleet. Some of these things are just like, what the. Get food delivered by Blue Bell Apron, Blue Purple, whatever the bleep it is. I was enjoying it. I have to skip that. I put ad block for a reason. Okay, I don't want to see ads. I don't want to hear them either. But we need to. You're supporting our community. You're supporting us. No, I'm supporting you, whoever you are. If I'm throwing money your way, but I'm also supporting PayPal or a little bit of YouTube, or somebody takes the cut, because somebody's got to be the middleman. Because, like, goodness forbid, I just send the money directly to you. But even then, the bank becomes the middleman and takes something, or the government takes a little bit of something. Only way to make sure is I send you physical money, but even then, somebody's going to get it somehow. I know. I'm all over the map. That's okay. The passion is obvious, but I thought it was about logic and reason. Deconverted man, how dare you be passionate? You can do both. But you said not to do both. You said, look, do what I say, not what I do. Okay, stop choo-chooing me. Choo-quay? Is it choo-quay? I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say any of the words. Why do I talk about this? Because I care about what is true. I want people to use reason and logic, to ask critical questions about the ideas they hold, to question the thing that they hold most dear. If they can let go of some of the outlandish beliefs, that is a start. It might be in the end that they still think that X is true, but maybe they won't make bad arguments for it, or say that things are evidence when they're not evidence. They might find that they're able to learn new things that they never before considered due to that belief. I do it because ideas must be challenged so that the best possible idea might come forth. I try to show the logical errors so they can fix the darn argument. Even getting them to agree that there is in fact a logical error in a single argument can be like pulling teeth, yet it's worth the effort. My hope is to encourage understanding and study of logic as well as to use it properly. My hope is that we'll all come up with good ideas moving forward and leave the bad ones in the past, walking away from Omelas.